So we all are familiar. We're all familiar with sad.
I'm just eating a sandwich,
Sad Keanu.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the celebrities who are known to be nice and easygoing, despite their larger-than-life stature.
You get this reputation, which I'm sure bedevils you, but you're such a nice guy.
Number 30, Tom Hiddleston.
I requested that Tom bring me tomato soup earlier on Twitter. I didn't think he'd actually do it, but look at this.
Although he plays one of the 21st century's biggest baddies, Tom Hiddleston is a giant softie. In an interview with Empire, Hiddleston recounted a terrible summer during which he worked as a waiter. He claimed that people were, quote, extraordinarily rude to him, and in response, he vowed to, quote, never be rude in his life. And we're proud to announce that he has honored that pledge. It seems like everyone Hiddleston meets or works with has something good to say about him. The Telegraph called him, quote, impeccably well-mannered. GQ says he is, quote, a sweet-natured bookworm. And Stan Lee once tweeted that he was, quote, the nicest guy you'll ever meet. He may just be the god of sweetness.
So, welcome back. You've never been on the show.
Number 29, Kristen Stewart.
You think that pushed you to be a little more open? Because you're a shy person by nature, right?
Being famous is incredibly difficult for some people, and that's always been evident with Kristen Stewart. While often a commanding presence on screen, Stewart seems perpetually shy and awkward in most public appearances and late-night interviews. Many people have picked up on Stewart's nervous social tics, like always running her hand through her hair. GQ has called her, quote, mysterious and unknowable, which is a delightful and entirely accurate way of putting it. But being mysterious and unknowable is certainly not a bad thing. In fact, it's helped Kristen Stewart stand out from the pack, especially in a time of celebrity oversharing.
Did you get a tattoo? Did you get a new tattoo?
I did.
You did get a
Yes,
new
let's talk
tattoo.
about it.
Number 28, Cillian Murphy.
We could have a jam.
Yeah.
4 of us.
Yeah. You can wear your cardigan.
All right.
Will winning an Oscar finally open Cillian Murphy up to the world? No, probably not. Murphy is famously unattracted to the Hollywood scene and lives a quiet life in his home country of Ireland. Notoriously reserved, Murphy didn't even appear on a talk show until 2010, well after his career breakout in the early 2000s. He also rarely talks about his personal life, but what he has revealed sounds incredibly mundane. In his own words, quote, I haven't created any controversy. I don't sleep around. I don't go and fall down drunk. What we do know is that he has 2 children and has been with his wife Yvonne McGuinness since 1996. Far from an explosive life, and that's the way he likes it.
Well, how will I put this? Like, I'm not cool, but I'm not uncool. So
You just found that soft middle of dadhood?
Yeah.
Number 27, Daniel Craig.
Do you think you'll be named a sir? Do you think you will get a knighthood?
It's not kind of up to me.
I know, but are you like kind of thinking about it? No.
James Bond is a reserved man. Daniel Craig didn't have much acting to do in that regard. Craig himself is often a man of few words and definitely prefers a quiet life. He's been with Rachel Weisz since 2010, and their wedding was only attended by 4 people, one of them being Craig's daughter from another marriage. Craig is also famously introverted, telling Sorted magazine, quote, I just want to have a private life. I'm relatively boring and I like my own space. And speaking of boring, we haven't even mentioned Craig's down-to-earth hobbies, which include listening to music, watching movies, and attending football games. How very un-Bond of him.
I'm sad that you're not going to be Bond again, but I get it. I understand. You've had enough.
I have.
Number 26, Taylor Swift.
You need to calm down. You're being too loud.
It's hard to remain private when you're as popular as Taylor Swift. Possibly the most famous pop star on the planet, Swift doesn't get a lot of downtime and is often hounded by fans whenever she's in public. Perhaps this is why she's resorted to a relatively private life away from the hounding media. While her dating life is often the subject of intense scrutiny, Swift usually remains tight-lipped about her romantic endeavors, even secretly dating actor Joe Alwyn for a number of years. She also isn't one for intense partying, famously telling ET reporter Nancy O'Dell that she was going, quote, home to the cats after the Grammys.
I'm not gonna walk home with any men tonight. I'm gonna go hang out with my friends, and then I go home to the cats.
Nope. Number 25, Ryan Reynolds.
You are Canadian.
I am
so
very
it means
Canadian.
inherently you're so kind, you don't lie, you say sorry every 2 seconds.
Yes.
No one ever has anything bad to say about Ryan Reynolds. With multiple decades in the business, Reynolds has built himself a sizable media empire and has never attracted any serious controversy to his name. Despite his wildly extroverted persona, Reynolds suffers from anxiety and has expressed great fear about appearing on talk shows. He also has very few hobbies, preferring to remain busy with work and watching TV in his downtime. He has a stable family unit, having been married to Blake Lively since 2012 and fathering 4 children. Finally, many co-stars and filmmakers have expressed joy at working with Reynolds, with Julian Dennison calling him, quote, down to earth and, quote, really caring.
You are the best thing that has ever happened to me. Second only to this star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Number 24, Meryl Streep.
Well, their relationship wasn't a very public relationship,
Yeah.
so I sort of get why it just went.
Why they didn't.
Yeah, they didn't
feel
make
like
a
they
big
needed
thing
to.
about it.
Regarded as one of the best actors of all time, Meryl Streep can do it all. She's been praised by numerous directors who take note of her strong work ethic, professionalism, and chameleon-like ability to transform into new people. But throughout all the praise and accolades, Streep remains endearingly humble. She's known to be a very nice woman, and she lives a quiet life away from the spotlight. She was married to sculptor Don Gummer for almost 40 years, and they lived most of their marriage not in the hustle and bustle of Hollywood, but in the quiet tranquility of Connecticut. They also had 4 children, all of whom still seem quite close to their mother. She's obviously done something right.
No. That wasn't a question.
Number 23, Chris Pratt.
What kind of a guy were you? An outdoors guy? Biking, hiking, that kind of stuff?
Outdoors guy. A lot of fishing, a lot of hunting where I grew up.
Behind the scenes, Chris Pratt is just as funny, bumbling, and endearing as the characters he plays. There have been some bad things written about Pratt in recent years, but according to those who actually know him, the rumors couldn't be further from the truth. Director James Gunn told Men's Health that the rumors, quote, absolutely infuriate him, as he is, quote, unspeakably kind and, quote, an especially loving father. This opinion was mirrored by podcaster Joe Rogan, who is no stranger to controversy himself, who called Pratt, quote, the nicest guy I've ever met in my life.
He is the nicest guy.
His hobbies are also very down-to-earth guy stuff, like fishing, MMA, and football. Doesn't get more everyday than that. Number 22, Adele.
By all accounts, you're a very grounded person. How do you keep both feet on the ground?
I'm British, so I think that helps.
Universally acknowledged for her stellar voice, Adele hasn't let the acclaim get to her head. An anonymous friend told People that Adele, quote, prefers a quiet life away from the spotlight. And that couldn't be more obvious. The singer is intensely private, and always has been, rarely discussing her personal life and preferring to avoid the mainstream media. She doesn't use social media, claiming that it would waste her time and prevent her from doing errands. She also secretly married her ex-husband Simon Konecki, and briefly put her career on hold to work as a stay-at-home mother. The couple also sued a photo agency after they took a picture of their son, citing a breach of privacy.
I definitely will vanish again, but I'm trying to make a really conscious effort to stop being so anal with my privacy.
Number 21, Emma Watson.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Considering the notorious nature of childhood fame, it's amazing how well the Harry Potter kids have turned out. All 3 have solid heads on their shoulders, with Rupert Grint running off to sell ice cream and Emma Watson preferring education over fame. Shortly after the Harry Potter films concluded, Watson attended Brown University to study English literature, and in 2023, she began a master's in creative writing at Oxford. Many journalists and authors have also noted her reserved nature. Vanity Fair has called her, quote, shy and, quote, down to earth. And Gloria Steinem said she was, quote, way more like a real person than a movie star.
And I leave books for commuters.
For people to find?
For people to find and then read and then hopefully pass on.
Number 20, Adam Sandler.
Hello, my name is Adam Sandler.
He's not just one of our favorite actors, he's one of our favorite people. You'd think that dominating the box office for basically 3 decades might influence someone's ego. But that's just not the case with the Sandman, who is reportedly one of the nicest and most genuine actors in the industry.
You guys hope we're gonna hope.
Whether he's apologizing over a parking mistake or taking part in a local basketball game, Sandler is, as described by former colleague Ken Miyamoto, living proof that, quote, you can be an overly successful movie star without being a diva or a prick. Number 19, Matt Damon.
A teacher is going to get lazy when they have tenure. A teacher wants to teach.
His roles have covered a spectrum of personas, topics, and genres, from action to sci-fi, historical pieces to dramas. But even after an Oscar win and many more nominations, this Massachusetts native hasn't seemed to let his A-list status get to his head.
In your face, Neil Armstrong.
Coming from a modest background, the versatile actor always seems to remember where he came from, whether he's showing some Boston pride or sticking up for the little guy.
Now the politicians are saying, oh, send in the Marines to secure the area because they don't give a shit. It won't be their kid over there getting shot.
Interviewers have also reported that he is down to earth, and as they might say on the South Side,
my boy's wicked smart.
Number 18, Aaron Paul.
Oh, nice for coming down.
Oh yeah, how's your trip?
Amazing. Very good so far. Yeah.
From the moment he skyrocketed to fame as the excitable stoner half of TV's favorite meth-making duo, Aaron Paul portrayed himself as the kind of celebrity you'd love to hang out with. In fact, being able to connect with people has got to be one of Paul's most endearing traits, whether he's greeting tour buses full of fans outside his house or delivering audio greeting cards in person.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I'm Aaron.
Yeah, I know.
Fans feel so connected to the former Jesse Pinkman that they wrote a song dedicated to Paul himself when Breaking Bad ended.
Aaron Paul likes having fun, and Aaron Paul loves everyone.
That kind of love is only reserved for the nicest celebrities. Sweet, open, and approachable, Aaron Paul seems to have a knack for getting other people involved in his brand of fun.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Number 17, Jennifer Lawrence.
And then my heel slipped. I didn't fall, but I had and I made him cut it out of the show.
After breaking out in a big way, the world fell in love with this talented actress. She just seems so normal, geeking out at her first Oscar gala, never taking questions or herself too seriously. But that was just an act, right? Part of the Katniss doesn't play by the rules persona to help market the Hunger Games, perhaps? It seems not. With this lady, what you see is what you get. Sure, it probably doesn't hurt that she's typecast as authentic characters, but it's something she could run with in real life.
Oh, hey! What the hell?
But if being typecast as real because you are real is wrong, who wants to be right?
So much crazier than you.
Keep your voice down.
I'm just the crazy slut with a dead husband.
Number 16, Steve Buscemi.
You're one of my favorite actors. Everybody loves you.
Despite playing a number of villains throughout his legendary career, Steve Buscemi is, by all accounts, the nicest guy you'll ever meet. Many fans and acquaintances have relayed positive interactions with Buscemi, and he's known to be one of the kindest actors in Hollywood. He's also a devoted family man, being married to his partner Jo Andrus for over 30 years before her tragic death in 2019. And unlike most of his characters, Buscemi is a genuine hero, anonymously volunteering at his old firehouse in the aftermath of 9/11 and working 12-hour days to find survivors.
The love that was on that site was just something that will stay with me forever.
Number 15, George Takei.
It's true.
You pronounce it like a Vulcan. Amok.
Amok time, exactly.
He used to be a Trekkie favorite, but since taking to social media, he's become a beloved household name everywhere. Coming from both humble and tragic origins, his family was held in Japanese internment camps in America during World War II. Takei rose to stardom as helmsman Mr. Sulu on the original Star Trek series. But these days, he loves to spend time with his fans. He happily answers questions, signs autographs, and is always gracious. Not to mention, he is an avid human rights advocate and is not afraid to speak up against injustice when he sees it.
But it is not a precedent. It is the most disgraceful chapter of American history.
Number 14, John Cena. Before making it big in the WWE, John Cena came from humble beginnings in Massachusetts. In recent years, it's become clear he hasn't forgotten his roots. In fact, he's one of the best examples of a celebrity using their platform for good.
I'd like you to be my personal guest tonight at the WWE event at the Rod Laver Arena. I have a bunch of tickets for you and your family.
From brightening the lives of sick children through the Make-A-Wish Foundation or traveling across the globe to visit active and wounded troops, Cena has made a conscious effort to transform his career into an opportunity to help others.
I can't relate to a situation that you guys have been in, but I know that there's no truer test of a man's character than when his back is up against the wall.
While he often makes headlines with his charity work, he makes just as much of an impact when the cameras aren't rolling. He'll even pay for your groceries. Number 13, Eddie Redmayne.
It's an obscurus. I need to get going. Find everyone who's escaped before they get hurt.
Just because you won an Oscar doesn't mean you don't want to do normal things, like run some errands, talk with local shopkeepers, or even deal with a flat tire. None of this should be shocking, but when you get used to seeing celebs that seem to want to perch on the highest pedestal they can find, it's nice to see actors like Eddie Redmayne doing just those things after all the theory of everything hoopla.
With a single equation that time had a beginning.
He's one of those artists that reminds us that when you see their faces on the big screen, they are at work. It's fun and glamorous, but it's a job. And like any job, you still have a life to live around it.
You just pull that back. You're pulling her in. Yes!
Number 12, Guy Fieri.
Did you just eat off my plate, Al?
A little bit.
This celebrity chef may be known for his frosted tips and epic bowling shirts, but it's his relentless devotion to helping others and supporting his community that really stand out. In 2015, he officiated a mass wedding ceremony for 101 same-sex couples in Miami. During the California wildfire season of 2018, he provided thousands of free meals to first responders and evacuees. Then, in 2020, he partnered with the Restaurant Employee Relief Fund to provide financial support to over 43,000 restaurant workers affected by the coronavirus pandemic.
Well, we had a big weekend, so we're happy to announce that we went to 14 million over the weekend.
Time and time again, Fieri has done everything in his power to stand up for the little guy.
You killed it.
Thank you very much.
I'm impressed.
Number 11, Amy Poehler. Not only is she an amazing comedian and feminist icon, but it also turns out that she is really nice and normal in real life. This is coming from just about every single person who's ever come in contact with the actress and comedian, saying she's funny, gracious, and extremely easy to work with. Fans got a bit more of this in her sincere, thoughtful, and of course hilarious memoir, Yes Please, in which she chronicles her life, shares stories about friends she made along her way to stardom, and doles out practical advice. All in all, Amy Poehler is the sort of person you wish were your best friend.
I'm barely 34, and I've already landed a Parks Department exploratory subcommittee. I'm a rocket ship!
Number 10, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Make this one count.
No way, that's awesome!
Stop encouraging him.
If you follow The Rock on any social media platform, you know that 1, he works out a lot, 2, he has an amazing smile, and 3, his feed is basically a laundry list of his good deeds.
Got a little surprise for you. And just when you thought the day was going to be terrible, it actually is going to be the greatest day of your life.
And that's because Dwayne Johnson is just one of those celebrities you wish were part of your crew. Whenever he surprises his fans, he does so in a big way, and usually in style. He's also the kind of celebrity that likes to shine a spotlight on kids with amazing stories about overcoming challenges. He's so enthusiastic when it comes to a sense of fun and community that it never fails to make us feel good. It also never fails to inspire us.
Just wanted to tell you I appreciate your strength and I appreciate you inspiring not only me, man, but millions of people, and it's really a pleasure talking to you.
Number 9, Ed Sheeran.
He was my best mate growing up! You're kidding!
This pop star definitely has the talent and the fan base to be a major celebrity, but he'd rather just chill on the farm and watch football. Ed Sheeran is a boring dude, and we mean that in the best possible way. He's currently raising a family with his wife Cherry Seaborn, whom he has known since their childhood in sleepy Framlingham. While he's not touring or recording music, Sheeran is simply spending time with his family in their country estate and watching the nearby football club Ipswich Town. And despite his massive fame, Sheeran still feels like an imposter at industry events and award shows, saying, quote, "I never really feel like I fit in."
I actually find this really, really difficult being away, and I'm only away for like 4 days. But
Number 8, Jeff Goldblum.
Yes, that's lovely. Very good. You've just relayed electricity.
Most of us know Jeff Goldblum is a bit of a strange guy, and definitely a fun-loving guy, but he's also a nice guy. When signing fan autographs, not only is Goldblum unafraid to respond in kind to his fans' declaration of undying love, he also makes a point of making direct eye contact with each and every one of them.
Thank you.
You're fantastic.
You're so nice.
I love you.
Baby, I love you.
He doesn't shy away from making grand gestures to complete strangers either, like when he met Anna Kendrick for the first time.
The very formal Jeffrey had dipped me before even saying hello.
But you know what else makes him seem like an accessible celebrity? He's not afraid to tackle more intimate and engaging interview questions head on.
That's wildly sensual, which does something to a corresponding deep
an interesting part of me, subjectively speaking.
For us, what makes Jeff Goldblum irresistibly nice is his utterly unrestricted charm.
Finally, Sam Neill falling in love with me, the Lilliputian. This is me as the Gulliver Goldblum.
20 Goldblums.
20 Goldblums. Sam Neill. Thank you.
Number 7, Daniel Radcliffe.
I think he overestimates my abilities, sir.
Best known for his breakout role as Harry Potter, Daniel Radcliffe has been taking on some interesting roles since hanging up his wand. Despite being one of the most recognizable people of his generation, Radcliffe seems to have stayed pretty normal, due in large part, it seems, to the fact that he never takes himself very seriously. Whether he's mocking his own status as a superstar, taking part in elaborate pranks, or accepting movie roles that might make others gag, he's still the chosen one to us.
But I am the chosen one. Okay, sorry.
Number 6, George Clooney.
The hose here. That's the shower. Nice.
George Clooney's usual vibe is one of dignity and reserve, but deep down, you just know this Kentucky native loves to laugh and have a good time. Clooney doesn't shy away from getting personal with his fans, even if that means breaking his composure or the occasional red carpet barricade.
But he was still jazzed about playing Wednesday with George Clooney.
It was fun. He still got it.
Of course, on the more serious side of things, he's a major activist and humanitarian, which you have to respect. In fact, he's well known for his heart of gold and compassion. But like we said, when he's not busy trying to save the world, Clooney likes to let loose with his co-stars and celebrity pals, either through a good-natured prank or some gentle joshing.
What do you never leave the house with? Socks.
Socks.
Number 5, Emma Stone. Despite being one of the highest-paid actresses in the world by the age of 28, this Academy Award winner has not forgotten about others.
I want to show her perspective, so people might understand what it's like from your side.
It'd be easy to point out how charming she is, or how slick her mad lip-syncing skills are. But the moment that nabbed her spot on this list has gotta be the infamous paparazzi signs. After noting that they were being tailed by photographers, Stone and Amazing Spider-Man co-star Andrew Garfield decided to put their star power to good use, with Stone quickly making signs to direct people's attention to charities and organizations that could use more attention than them. Number 4, Hugh Jackman.
You have a reputation as Mr. Nice Guy. Is that a terrible millstone to carry around?
I don't know. There's worse labels.
Considering how he talks about his co-stars and colleagues, as well as his undeniable sweetness with his fans, it's no wonder Hugh Jackman has been labeled one of Hollywood's nicest guys.
Mate, you are awesome. It is so great to meet you. I've met a lot of fans over the years. You're one of my favorites, man.
We'll admit, celebrities surprising fans is not an uncommon move in Hollywood, but for some reason, it's just super endearing when Hugh does it. Oh, and how about this? While interacting with a crying fan, Jackman made her and everyone watching feel at ease with a group selfie.
Come on, Roxy, she wants you in it.
And he even made sure not to leave out the ET reporter interviewing him. Jeez, it truly seems like Jackman is nice to everyone. Even the reporter he embarrassed by recounting the time he'd spent teaching him at school in England.
You guys don't know that, but this man here, yes, I used to teach you at Uppingham School in London. Yes, that's right.
Oh, no!
How is your education going?
Oh, it's going great.
Did I set you up for life?
Oh, yes, definitely, definitely.
Number 3, Dave Grohl.
Celebrate me!
Considered one of the coolest people in the music industry, here's a musician who knows how to keep it real. He's had this reputation for over 20 years, so it's safe to say it's legit. Foo Fighters founder and frontman Dave Grohl has consistently been called funny and easygoing, not to mention a down-to-earth dad.
You drive your kids to school every single morning.
Yeah.
And then you play music.
Also, he gives often to charity, has been known to leave $1,000 tips, and even performs in the garages of ardent fans. As a strong advocate of garage bands himself. Plus, if he promises a show, he gives a damn show, even if his leg's broken. He's basically a normal guy living an extraordinary life, and he seems all too happy to give back. Number 2, Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is the type of guy that makes kindness look cool. And seriously, it's nigh impossible to find any negative fan testimonial about him. People consistently rave about how nice and grounded he is. It's hard not to love a celebrity who appreciates a good selfie just as much as the next person.
What's your name? Ryan. Oh, Ryan, you're a lucky man.
But besides crashing random weddings, posing for hilarious photo series with fans in restaurants, and randomly getting his name chanted by tens of thousands of people at a basketball game, Hanks also seems to be the best husband known to man, as he is constantly gushing about his wife Rita Wilson.
She could have done better, but man, oh man.
Stop. You
I'm
guys
not,
are perfect.
I'm no dope.
Humble, grateful, and compassionate, Tom Hanks gives us every reason to love and respect him. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Keanu Reeves.
I can see why she likes you.
Who?
Not too bright, though.
So much more than a seemingly ageless pretty face. The chosen one of The Matrix is also one of the kindest, most sensible people in Hollywood. For years, fans have reported on how warm and friendly he is upon meeting them. But more than that, he goes out of his way to interact with and help people.
You're doing the movie, you're doing the penitentiary.
Excellent!
In 1997, he famously spent the day talking, sharing food, and hanging out with a man without a house, just to be a decent human being. Never on a high horse, he's been known to offer seats and assistance to those in need while taking public transportation, proving you're never too famous to be a good person.
You just see it as fun, it's just part of life.
I mean, in that kind of aspect, absolutely. I mean, it's...
Have you met any of these people in real life? What were they like? Let us know in the comments below.
I'm not tempted in the slightest by anything that like being famous has to offer.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.